Well, Ryan, let's go back in time a little bit. Let's take you back to the Grand Prix weekend. A lot of anticipation about that. But before we get to the Grand Prix, let's talk about Saturday's race and qualifying leading up to it. How was it, and how did you find the circuit?
Yeah, circuit's super fun. One of the nicest in New Zealand. Lots of elevation change, good overtaking opportunities. But running a new qualifying format last weekend, similar to Formula One. Super interesting. Q1, Q2, Q3, kind of a knockout format.
Were there any problems with that? I mean, did that throw anything into the?
A bit of tire strategy. Obviously, everybody ran new tires at Q1, and then it was kind of making a decision if you want to, risk running a new tire and not making it through Q2, or making it to Q3 and then having to run a new tire to get a good result. So I think it added some good strategy to the whole weekend.
Now, I ask you this every time we talk, which is what have you progressed in, what have you learned, and so what were you working on for this weekend that you thought, right, I can do better this week at this?
Yeah, just trying to keep a constant progression, physically, mentally, just getting more and more comfortable with the car, with the racing, and I think we've done that every weekend.
You're inside the top 10 with a chance of getting potentially even 6th or 7th in the championship. How do you feel about how it's gone? I know you've got another weekend to go, but looking back to the Grand Prix weekend, are you satisfied 4 rounds in?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of big names showed up for the Grand Prix weekend, and we were ahead of several of them. So hard not to be happy with that. It was super close. Several hundredths, differentiating P5 to P13 in Q2. So. It's a pretty good weekend on my part.
This is the 5th weekend in a row. How are you holding up? Because we did say it is a lot of mental and physical work. How you getting on?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I think that helps you progress physically. Kind of forces your body to get used to it, forces your mind to get used to it, and just have a little reset in between the rounds. 2 days really off, and then you're at a track walk on Wednesday already, learning a new track. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. And I think by now I've kind of figured out my routine in between the races.
What have you set for goals for this weekend? Taupo is the name of the circuit. We're in the middle of the North Island. Nice circuit, lovely countryside behind and a huge lake. Another holiday destination, but you're not here for that.
Yeah, my goal is always the best result possible. So I'm hoping for a good qualifying. And going for podiums in every race. So that's my goal.
And where do you want to finish overall in the points, or is that a thing that matters to you?
It doesn't matter too much, but obviously I want to finish as high as possible, just to show how well I can race with the people around me.
In between, have you had any fun? Have you done anything interesting?
Yeah, I went skydiving.
What?
I went skydiving yesterday, first time.
How was that?
18,000 feet, tallest you can go here in New Zealand. So, got to go big or it's not really worth it, yeah.
Now, that's interesting because if I know racing drivers, they don't actually like to be out of control. And what I mean by that is you don't see many of them on roller coasters and you don't see many of them skydiving. Funnily enough, I just saw Ricardo on the Colbert show the other day, and Colbert was telling him about bungee jumping in New Zealand. And he said, it's the last thing I'd do. So, you don't have that fear?
No, I'm an adrenaline junkie, so
all right.
Yeah, I love that stomach sinking to the ground feeling. So yeah, I'll go bungee jumping, skydiving, roller coasters, any of that.
Finally, got a message for the people back home sponsoring you and looking after you, and obviously following you on motorsport.tv.
Yeah, thank you for all your support, Stilo, Design, Keller Williams. Mark and Kristen King. Thank you for getting me here. Last weekend, hoping we can pull a result this weekend and finish the year strong.
Best of luck this weekend. We'll be following you all through it.
Thank you.